What is going on, everybody? And so, I had some words of wisdom today, also advice as well. And as an artist, and when you begin into music, you you're gonna go through some things. You're not gonna blow up right away, and you're not always going to find that success right away because when you're starting out, I understand you have this mindset of wanting to blow up quick and thinking everything's going to come to you, but that's not always the case. You know, Hard work, dedication, and showing your talent, making yourself be heard, and doing it yourself pays off in the end because it took me 8 years. I've been doing music going on 8 years, and from 2016, from the middle of 2016 till now going on to this year, I started to get, recognition and heard. And I just started, because of that, I'm making sure, I'm snatching that wave right away that I created for myself. And going back to what I said before, like, I always bring this up, like, never take a path that somebody else took because that path may not work for you. It's best to make a path for yourself and learn from others, learn from your own experience. And as you're doing that, as you're developing, you're making your own path, and that own path may work for you. And there's going to be times where when you do something like your first project, you're going to be proud, but it's not always going to blow up. It's not always going to become big, and you have to go out there and promote, and you have to really push yourself as an artist. You have to do that. And I seen this guy on Instagram, and I guess he does music. I guess he has some of his music down here in Chicago, whatever. And I guess because it didn't do good or no one knew who he was and stuff like that, like he tried to commit suicide, because it didn't do good or whatever. But as an artist, especially when you're first beginning into the game, you're gonna have that. And the thing you have, like I said, you have to really promote and push yourself. You have to bring some kind of a presence. You may have a voice to yourself, but you don't have a voice to the people. And don't take that out of context because you have to make some noise. You have to say, hey, I do music. Oh, okay. Well, what do you got? Well, you have to put songs out. YouTube, SoundCloud, a lot of the online streaming today, and the world we live in, today's music industry, we live in a fast food type of music now to where it's like, okay, here's this. Oh, okay, that was good. But what else you got? And then they keep, it's like fast food. You have to keep going and going and going because you're going to have people that are going to want to come back for more. And you have to keep delivering. So, if you're doing it by yourself, keep doing that. But learn the business, learn the music, learn everything that goes into it, the ups and downs, the cracks, the things that are in the middle, and just really push, promote yourself because that's really important. That's really a thing to where you need to do. Like I said, I've been doing this for 8 years, and I had that mindset, I'm gonna blow up fast, blah blah blah. No, that wasn't the case because I went in not knowing nothing and gained a whole lot of knowledge, you know. So I'm riding that wave now throughout the rest of this year because it's better to burn out, than fade away. But you're not gonna be blowing up quick. You're not going to just you're not going to get it right away because that stuff takes time and it's not worth yeah, I understand it's going to be disappointing, like kind of put hard work into this, no one checked it out, blah blah blah, sitting on shelves. Your first project as an artist beginning out, especially in the underground, like that, in the underground industry, your first project's not going to be your biggest, your second project's not going to be your biggest, your third project's not going to be your biggest. You can do 5 of them and they'll be overlooked. When you get probably to that 15 or 20 mark, then people start noticing. They don't think that's your first one. They start asking, how many do you have out? Songs like that, and you tell them like, oh, really? And they may have seen that around, just never paid attention to it because you're going to be looked over, and it's not worth really beating yourself up for, because you have to begin somewhere. And things take time. It really does. A lot of these people, you may see a lot of these artists now, you may think they have that success overnight. You may think a lot of them that put in work where they are now, depending on who they are. In some cases, some were mixtape industry plants, and I will get to that. But a lot of them, like including myself, there's a lot of hard work that gains into it. You may think you may need a label or co-signer. You don't need that. You're your own brand, and you have to push that to an extent. You also have to make sure that your financial, you may not be perfect, but it can be a little straight and even, to where it's okay, to where, what, I have the decent amount. Let me go on and do this and just invest. You're not always going to get back what you put in at all. That's realistic. But whatever you do, you put that right back in, and eventually, it will pay off for you. But like I said, you're not gonna blow up quick. It's not worth beating yourself up over. This stuff takes time. Like I said, I've been doing this for 8 years, and it'll be my 8 year going on. August of this year coming up, and all of a sudden, come the middle of 2016, I put out a couple of CDs. People just started get, it gained attention. People listened because they wanted new stuff. They wanted stuff that people miss. I tell great stories and my music. I'm not like everyone else. Like I said, I'm 27 years old, about to be 30, so I'm an old head. So I've been around for a while, and I know how it is. So you have to push. You have to find your way. You have to really find who you are as well. You need balance between as you are as a human being, spiritualistic, religion. Um, know who you are inside and out. Still look for who you are, and when you go into that with music, it will also help because it has a balance there. But you're not gonna blow up overnight, and like I said, hard work, dedication, practice. Along with that, your talent starts developing better and better, and it's something that you're going to go through for a while. You're not going to get there quick. I don't know, you may be looking at a lot of these people that have came out. So a couple of the newer people that came out, well, they're not new because they've been around. But you're thinking, oh, they blew up quick. Look at all this. How do I get to that level? And this is the point that I'm going to get to with this. Don't be fooled by what you see. Because one thing I hate is this. It's been 15 years. Some of these people now, that when they started music, they got locked up, and they were running the streets doing, whatever you do in the streets, et cetera, et cetera. And you maybe run streets 15 years ago, but today's new generation of coming up of kids, they when you went away, they came up, ran the streets. And one thing I don't like is that, when you have an older individual like that comes out, hey, you know who I am, I've been running the streets before you, blah, blah, blah. I've been away for 15 years, you know what I'm saying, but you need to know who I am, blah, 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 yada, 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 things like that. Today's generation, they don't care about that, because as far as they concerned, we ain't seen you, we don't know who you are, for us, I'm saying you new to us. You ain't been running it for 15 years. We the ones that have been doing it, running it for 15 years. But they've been doing it recklessly because they don't have an OG to guide them. But you come through with that shit as an older individual, brother. These newer generations, they may be flexible and have some questionable things going on, but they'll fuck you up. They'll blast you, man, in a heartbeat. So you can't come through with that. You can't come through with that whatsoever, and I don't really appreciate that either. Myself, because when you may have done something then, but you ain't putting shit out till now. And this is where we're going to being a mixtape industry plant. I feel like a couple of these artists that came out, Goldie Mac, I know he'd been around, but he was gone for a while. He blew up really quick, and then he's just expecting to push and eat off that. You got to do more than that. You got to expand beyond trap music, because it's so fucking drowned out that it's all the same shit, and you saying the same fucking shit over and over on every track. I know Cue Ball, he been around, but he came back after so many years. He blew up quick. Then you have Seawalk that just, that's now, doing stuff, and a lot of these people just blowing up so quick. I feel though as if everything was handed to you so much, so fast, and so easy, to where I don't feel like you really put in the work at all. Because yeah, you may have been gone for a certain amount of years, and you know just putting out music, but it was so handed to you that your mixtape industry plant. What work is that to be? You know, and because of that, you're going to be expecting to get fame and blow off that one project, not put out something for like another several years. You know, I feel though as if you got to keep putting out stuff all the time. We live in a very fast food era of music, so you got to keep coming with something. But if you keep on wanting to ride that same wave of that project, or whatever song, to whatever single, and you trying to keep chasing that hit, you ain't never gonna chase your next big project because you'll waste all your damn time for the next 4 years coming up saying, damn, I kept chasing the same thing, because ain't nobody gonna pay attention to you. I feel though as if you already had your 15 minutes of fame, so to speak, with whatever first project that you put out, and because of that, you know, you letting it go to your head for one. You're gonna get an bloated ego. That's gonna be the downfall. So by the time that fifth year comes around, you're gonna fade out. Ain't nobody gonna be checking for you. And that's just the harsh reality truth. And that's how I look at it. So I'm calling out like all these cats are blowing up now too quick. How it was just so easily handed to them. Industry plant, man. Y'all already industry plant in the making. You know, I'm not. You know, check my work. Ask around. You know, I'm not doing this as a diss shot. I'm not doing it as disrespectful. I'm speaking the truth on how it is, on how I see it, because ain't nobody else going to say nothing about it. So you got to be careful for people like that. To me, I heard them projects. I think they straight garbage and trash. I ain't fucking with that. As an artist, I think you're horrible. As a human being, you might be a decent person, down to earth cat. And, you know, everyone has their opinions. You know, I got mine. You know, but in the end, it's either you're going to keep chasing that hit single and you're going to fade away when no one's checking for you, waste your time, or if you're beginning out as a newer artist trying to get into the game and you put your first thing out and it doesn't catch on, don't beat yourself up over that. It will take time. You will get there, but it will take time, and that's just something that you have to do. You have to push. And for me, you know, I'm just riding this wave right now till I burn out. You know, it's better to burn out than fade away, and that's real talk. You know, I like putting out stuff every month, and that's what I do. And I like to deliver. I like telling stories that people will connect to, because I feel like I'm the only creative, actual artist in the town that's left that's doing anything. Don't compare me to anybody else, because I'm not. But, you know, this is my words, you know, my advice, my words of wisdom, and how, you know, I see things just how, you know, I see it. You know, a lot of people may disagree, but, you know, everyone's, you know, has their opinion. And, you know, I spoke my opinion. This is my opinion. You know, that's just how I look at it, how I feel about it, and how it is with me. And I feel like, you know, it's best to guide people, and it's best to, you know, make your own path rather than follow somebody else's. And if you follow somebody else's, man, you're a sheep, and you're going to be in that person's shadow for years and never get out. Ever. You know, that's how it goes. So, you know, I hope this helps some people in a way. This video, you know, I know it probably will offend some people, but, you know, I don't care about that, because, you know, if you can't handle it, then look away. You know, it's how it's, you know, if you can't handle it, then don't, you know, if you can't handle it, you can't handle it. But don't beat yourself up. If you're an industry plant, you're riding somebody else's path, and you're going to be in that person's shadow, and you're going to eventually fade away in the next 3 years. So that's how it is, and I'm out.